Well, hello, IDS 105 students, and welcome to Module 1, Week 1 in your IDS 105 classroom. Y'all, let's do this. We are so excited to officially kick off your journey here with SNHU. First and foremost, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It's our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that may present barriers to accessibility, please notify the online accessibility at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. A lot of students have questions on what exactly the Online Accessibility Center is. The OAC is a department, a resource here at SNHU that helps students just like you get content from the university in a way that works best for you and your learning style. If you have questions about this, you want to know more about it, reach out directly to the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, either by using their email, visiting their website, or their phone number. A couple of webinar reminders. These IDS 105 Learning Community webinars are in an academic space, so always be mindful of your conduct. These webinars are not graded or required, but you will learn about how to do assignments from week to week and or go over concepts we are working on in your IDS 105 course. These webinars are offered in both an on-demand and live format throughout the week, depending on the week. Check your schedule for any live sessions, but they are always recorded to view at your convenience and available within 24 hours after a live session has ended. You can find the IDS 105 Learning Community webinar schedule in the IDS 105 Learning Community in SNHU Connect, which is outside your classroom space. Also, a lot of your faculty will post reminders and information in your course announcements, so make sure that you are always checking those. Just a little bit about me, so you get to know the face behind the voice that you will hear from week to week here in IDS 105. I am Melanie Shop. I have worked for SNHU for over 10 years, but I have taught as an adjunct faculty member in higher education for over 20 years. I'm also an academic partner here with SNHU in the first year experience program, which means that I get to work with your amazing faculty as we develop our curriculum and do any faculty trainings here at the university. This is me. This is my family. I am a mom to two very busy boys. They are 10 and 13. And my husband is a Harley Davidson enthusiast. I have tons of hobbies, but the biggest thing is I love the water. I swear that I'm a part-time mermaid. I love the beach, the pool, the river, the lake. It doesn't matter. And I do get the wonderful opportunity to live in usually sunny Pensacola, Florida. So if you've never visited our incredible Gulf Shore beaches, this is my plug for them because they're absolutely amazing. Our white sand is incredible. I am also an avid road biker. I love cycling. I love to read. Every term I tell students, if you have any good books that you love, I've even had some authors in some of my classes, please send me your stuff my way. I always love to read. I love coffee. I enjoy spending time with my friends and my family, but the biggest thing I want you to know is that I am a resource and I'm here for your success at SNHU. And I am so excited to work with you from week to week in the IDS 105 Learning Community. So as a reminder, if you're just not real sure what the IDS 105 Learning Community is, it is a space outside your classroom, okay? It is in what's called SNHU Connect. And SNHU Connect is where you can also find the clubs and organizations here at the university. So nothing is graded in the IDS 105 Learning Community, okay? It's just a space where you can get to know other students that are taking IDS 105, or maybe they've already taken it because there are students that have already taken it in that community. It is a place where I will post reminders of any on-demand or pre-recorded webinar links. I'll share those links. I'll share helpful focus videos. I'll remind you about any live sessions. I also often post just a little bit of support and extra love in there for you and your success. And what does all of it equal? It's just about you being successful on your academic journey here at the university. The webinars that I do from week to week will hone in on the topics of what you're covering and go over the assignments with just a little bit of extra information and more detail, like where to click, how to find things, resources to use for your success. I do have focus videos that are shorter, quick little videos that kind of just run you through the assignments real quick and how to find them. Those just-in-time focus videos are already loaded for the entire term. And then the webinars post by every Monday morning, bright and early of the new module starting. And again, nothing's graded. They're not required. There's no extra credit points, but they're just here to help you be successful and give you some extra support on your academic journey. So today we're going to talk about making sure you know how to access your class, getting that ebook, get it connected, what your assignments are for week 1, module 1, which is the discussion, a warm up, and a journal. We're going to talk about some SNHU resources or departments to use for your success, how to find SNHU Connect and those webinar recordings, and a reminder to enjoy yourself. Because I don't know about y'all, but for many of you, you're back in school after maybe a long time away. Or maybe this is your first time ever starting collegiate college classes. Or maybe you've tried school before and it didn't work for whatever reason, but you're here now. So we're going to leave everything else in the dust and leave it behind us because you are here now. And we are so excited to have you. And there's always a lot of emotions when you first start your first couple of weeks because you're going to try to find a way to get in a routine, make that time for your success. You might be a little bit nervous or not sure how to do things or where to click. That is why the Learning Community webinars are here, and you can always reach out and ask any questions. And know that your instructors and your advisors are a major support system for you. So if you're stuck, you have questions, you're not sure on something, make sure you reach out to them. So first and foremost, where are your graded assignments and classes at? They are in what is called Brightspace. So Brightspace is that learn.snhu.edu website. Top tip, a lot of students tell me they like to take that website and bookmark it or even make it so it's the very first thing that pulls up when they go to search the internet. That way they always get their schoolwork done. But once you get into Brightspace, at the very top of your page, you're going to see something that says course menu. When you click on that, it's going to pull up announcements, learning modules, discussions, assignments, grades. Announcements. Y'all pay attention to your announcements from week to week. Your instructors spend a lot of time putting helpful hints, information for your success, what is due, and give you some extra information about the concepts. Always review your announcements multiple times a week because sometimes they post multiple times a week. Learning modules is where if you click on learning modules, it's going to pull up all the weeks in your term. Discussions is just a quick link to get to your discussions. Assignments is a quick link to get to your assignments. And then grades is how you can of your grades throughout the term as your instructor works to grade things, okay? Purchasing your electronic textbook and getting connected. So IDS 105 has an electronic textbook. So as a reminder, when you log into that learn.snhu.edu, that Brightspace classroom at the very top, no matter what class you're taking, actually, you're going to see this menu. It's going to say course menu, which we just talked about. There's my SNHU, a quick link to the library, quick link to academic support, and under the help button, click the little arrow. And you're going to see this online student services. When you click on that, it's going to pull up all the departments here at the university, and the SNHU bookstore is one of the very first ones in the top middle. You click on SNHU bookstore, you put in your course code, you put in that you're taking this class online. It's going to pull up your course materials. You'll be able to click on it, add it to cart, and check out just like you were shopping on Amazon. Okay. If you get stuck, you're not sure on how to do something or something's not working when you have to get things connected, reach out to your advisor. They are a wealth of knowledge and can get you all situated. I also wanted to point out, if you're a student that is not used to technology, it's been a minute since you've been in a classroom, there are these awesome student tutorial videos underneath that same help icon. Click on them and watch them. They're super helpful. They show you how to navigate things, how to find things, and how to do things. Now, once you purchase that book or those course materials, you will get an email to your SNHU email address that goes over how to get everything connected and setting up what's called your Vital Source account and apps, okay? Make sure you check your university email all the time, y'all. That is how the university communicates with you. It's very important to make sure that you do that. So we've talked about where everything is graded, how to get into Brightspace, how to find some things. We've talked about making sure you get that textbook. Next up is your assignments for the week, kicking it off with the week 1, module 1 discussion. There's 2 ways to access your discussions. One, when you log into Brightspace, click on learning modules and then that discussions. Or you can click on course menu, discussions, and find the week that you are assigned. We are talking about module 1, week 1. So for discussions, put the dates of Thursdays and Sundays in your schedule. Because when you have a discussion assignment assigned for one of your assignments within the module week, your initial discussion post, which is where you answer the questions that are laid out for that week, is always due by Thursdays. If you want to work on it earlier in the week, totally fine. Just make sure you have it done by Thursdays, 11:59 p.m. For Module 1, Week 1, it's East Coast time, okay? And then you're going to respond to at least 2 of your classmates throughout the week. Those classmate responses, minimum of 2, are due by Sundays of the week that you're assigned. So by Thursday, make sure you have that initial post and those questions answered and submitted. By Sunday, make sure you have responses to at least 2 of your classmates. You can respond to more than 2 of your classmates if you want. You can work earlier in the week if you would like, as convenient for your schedule. The biggest thing is make sure that you have that Thursday, Sunday deadline. Now, for week 1, module 1, you are answering the following 4 questions. Keep in mind, some questions have multiple pieces and parts, so make sure that you give those quality answers too. So you're going to introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Melanie Shop. I am from Pensacola, Florida. As an example, where you're from, a little bit about you. You can share whatever you're comfortable with. Maybe you're married, maybe you have kids, maybe you have fur babies, whatever your major is, where you live. Those are just some ways to help you get to know your classmates. The cool thing about the online discussion board is you're going to have folks from all over the world. And it's really neat because sometimes you find somebody that actually doesn't live that far away or lives in a city that you just moved from or has the same major as you. So there's some really cool ways to get to know your classmates. You're going to introduce yourself and share what you feel comfortable sharing. And then question 2 is, if you're comfortable, share your top 3 social identities with the class. You are going to want to review the information that's actually within your module because it's going to talk about the concepts you're learning from week to week in addition to any assigned readings, okay? So you can share those top 3 social identities. And then question 3 is going to be talking about your authentic self. And then question 4 is your why. What motivated you to start school here at SNHU? What are some of your academic or career goals? And it's okay if you're still figuring it out. You can just share a little bit about you. Week 1 is really just a little bit about introducing yourself to the class, and then you're going to start to put some of the concepts we're learning here in Module 1, Week 1 into use right away in your discussion. So as a reminder, initial discussion post is due Thursday by 11:59 p.m. East Coast time, Week 1. Peer responses at least by Sunday or before. And y'all, when you respond to your classmates, it cannot just be a sentence or 2. You will lose points so fast. So make sure you spend some time and at least provide a paragraph or 2. Ask your classmates questions. Maybe there's things you have in common. Maybe if they share their social identities, you have things in common with them, or maybe they're talking about the same major. There's so many things you can talk about. Make it meaningful, make it matter, okay? Module 1, Week 1 warm-up. This is a non-graded assignment, okay? You don't have to do this Module 1, Week 1 warm-up. However, I encourage you to do it because it does explore the online learning resources and departments here at the university, and it's a great way for you to understand how the warm-ups work because you will have actually graded warm-ups later in the term for assignments, okay? So you'll see the discussion underneath Module 1, you'll see the warm-up underneath Module 1, and then you're going to see your other assignment I'm going to talk about here in a second. But I wanted to point out that this warm-up is not required. You don't have to do it, but I definitely encourage you to do it. That way you're all set for the next time you have a warm-up, okay? Warm-ups are like open book quizzes. Don't let that word quiz scare you because it's an open book assignment. You can take it as many times as you need to earn your best score, okay? Your other assignment for Module 1, Week 1 is a journal assignment. And this journal assignment is going to allow you to reflect on any of the identities you might have shared this week in your discussion. But you're also going to be connecting some more of the concepts like implicit and unconscious bias and really thinking a little bit and understanding more what social identity is, what implicit bias is, and then discussing further the core principles of social justice. As a reminder, make sure that you look through Module 1 because there is reading within the module in addition to your textbook reading that'll help you answer these questions. For your journal assignments, you're just going to open up a Microsoft Word document or something compatible. That's key. If you do not have Microsoft Word, do not stress. You get it for free. Yes, free, F-R-E-E, as an SNHU student, okay? And I'll show you where to find that, but it's underneath that help icon. When you click on the online student services, scroll down about almost to the bottom and you'll see Office 365 and other software. Click it, follow the prompts. It'll get you all set and ready to go, okay? For your journal assignment, you are answering these 4 questions. Make sure you pay attention to the pieces and parts of each question because sometimes there's more than just one question you have to answer. When you submit your Microsoft Word document, I have students who will just literally copy these questions and they'll paste it right in their Microsoft Word document and then they'll answer underneath it. That's totally fine. Some students like to write it more in like a journal format and just kind of like a diary and answer the questions as we're talking through it. Whatever you do, just make sure that it's organized, that you answer all the questions, and you have enough detail and information so that your answers make sense, it connects the concepts, and you have all of the pieces and parts, okay? As just a quick reference, you can definitely do 12-point Times New Roman font. There is not a word count, y'all. Don't stress about 1-inch margins. The big thing is you're going to be looking for the quality of your answers, okay? And it only needs to be about a page. If you just write a paragraph, that's not enough. Think a couple of paragraphs, but it doesn't need to be longer than a page, all right? Helpful resources for this week. Your instructor. Do not be afraid to reach out to your instructor. We are here to help you and support your success. I do teach a section of IDS 105. However, I don't teach all of you. So make sure that you check underneath the My Announcement section that My Instructor. Make sure you check and see who your instructor is and how to get a hold of them. They want you to reach out and ask them questions. We would rather support your success and answer those questions than have you not reach out and struggle on an assignment, okay? Your advisor is a wealth of information that can connect you with so many different resources and also check in with you and make sure you know what you're doing. So reach out if you get stuck on anything. The help desk is available for any kind of technical support. And as a reminder, that Office 365 that you get for free as an SNHU student. And then of course you have academic support. Academic support is a wonderful resource to utilize, especially if you're a little bit nervous about your academic writing, or it's been a long time since you've had to write academically, because you can use what's called the written feedback service, where you can write up your rough draft of your assignment, like your journal assignment, for example. You can also do it with your discussion. You submit it to the academic support team and they give you targeted feedback within 12 hours. It's really a pretty cool service. How to access these webinars from week to week. Like I said, some of them are live, some of them are pre-recorded and available every Monday. Anything that's ever live will always be posted within 24 hours of the live session ending. The pre-recorded or on-demand webinars are always loaded and ready to go the Monday that your new module starts, okay? Those web links are right here. They're YouTube pages, so IDS 105 has its own YouTube pages for its webinars and for those quick focus videos. If there's ever a live session, you can always check the IDS 105 Learning Community or your course announcements, or you can always send me an email or your instructor an email, and we'll get you the dates, times, and information. Those are always held, live sessions are always held via Microsoft Teams, and they're fun to attend if you are able to with your schedule. We know that y'all are busy. We try to run some webinars during the day, some at night. It switches from term to term. We can never please everybody, but we do our best, and that's why they're always recorded. And as a reminder, they're not graded. There's no extra credit. They're just here for your support. So don't stress if you can't make it, because they're always recorded. Okay? Like I mentioned, the IDS 105 Learning Community is a special community just for IDS 105 students. Either you're actively taking the class or you have already taken it. With the IDS 105 Learning Community, it is in SNHU Connect. So from Brightspace, you can click on Help, Online Student Services, scroll down to SNHU Connect and click on the SNHU Connect. It's also how you can get into connecting with clubs and organizations here at SNHU. But I wanted to remind everybody that it can take up to 7 to 10 days after you register your classes to have your SNHU Connect login be created. So if you just registered like 3 or 4 days ago, your login's not going to be active yet. Don't stress. There's nothing that you need in the community that's created right away. And you can access all these webinars via YouTube. But as soon as you do have that access, I encourage you to get in there, be a part of the IDS 105 learning community, say hello in there, get to know other students, plus explore the clubs and organizations that SNHU has. It's a great way to really connect for your success and for fun here at SNHU. So, which reminds me, as we come to the end of our week 1, module 1 webinar, this is your journey, y'all. Enjoy yourself. I love this quote by Art Williams. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy, but I am telling you it's going to be so worth it, and your success is loading. All right, y'all? You're going to have the most amazing week 1. Reach out to your instructor or your advisor if you get stuck. Know that we are so excited for you as you kick off your very first week. If you have questions or need anything, here's my email. Have a fabulous week 1.